What's up everybody, Arrg the Pirate here, and today we're gonna play a little Vulcan in the mid lane. Oh man, we have such a good game, but before we get into that, it's time to play Smite's most favorite game.
Who's that?
Smite God. That's right guys, we made a silly little intro for that. I really hope y'all enjoyed it, but y'all know how it works by now. I'm gonna play a clip of an ability, and the first person to guess the god correctly down in the comments wins a free skin code, and here's that clip. That one's pretty easy, and good luck to everybody. Now, let's get right into the build. I'm gonna start out with Talon Trinket, which is rank 2 of Bancroft's Talon, 1 healing potion, 1 mana potion, and beads. And then I'm gonna build into Bancroft's Talon, Shoes of the Magi, Spear of Desolation, Chronos Pendant, Obsidian Shard, and Rod of Tahuti, and lastly, pick up Aegis for my last relic. Next up, we have to go over his kit, and first up we have his passive, Master Craftsman. Whenever Vulcan successfully hits an enemy god with an ability, he gains bonuses to movement speed and MP5 for 5 seconds, and it's a 15% movement speed increase and 15 MP5, so it's pretty decent passive. Backfire is his 1. Vulcan blasts out a fireball from his forge, pushing himself back and dealing damage to all enemies in its path, marking the first god hit. The Inferno Cannon prioritizes the marked target and deals an additional 15% damage to that god. Now, speaking of his Inferno Cannon, that is his 2. Vulcan Construction Inferno Cannon that shoots a fireball in a cone that deals damage to target enemies every second. The Inferno Cannon lasts until destroyed or another one is placed, and it also inherits Vulcan's protections but does not apply on hit effects. The Inferno Cannon takes 50% additional damage from non-god sources and ignores 25% of magical protections to all sources. So really, minions destroy your cannon very, very quickly, but it can be used to absolutely burn through enemy gods. Vulcan's 3 is Magma Bomb. Vulcan tosses a bomb that explodes in a radius on impact with the ground, damaging and knocking back nearby enemies. And lastly, we have his ultimate, Earthshaker. Vulcan launches a rocket that explodes on impact with the ground. The rocket starts at 60% strength and increases the damage the further the rockets travel. So if you get it at the max range it can, it does so much damage it will absolutely delete people. One thing about Vulcan is he can combo his entire kit to really do insane burst damage all at once. You can throw your 3 and then have your turn already placed and then follow that up with your 1, and your 1 will hit when your 3 hits, or your ultimate, something like that. You can also use your 3 to knock somebody and then position yourself to where you will definitely hit them with your 1, and you can just have a ton of burst damage with Vulcan because almost all of his abilities hit like trucks. Now let's get into the gameplay. So I'm going to head over to the jungle, pick up red. Achilles is in my middle lane, and he's only level 2, so I'm just gonna leave him in mid lane, and I'm going to head over and try to support. That was a pretty bad turret placement. I should have placed that to where it would not only hit the minions, but also the enemy gods, but is what it is. We are level 5, so if we can get a little more damage onto Medusa or Ganesh, we might be able to take them out with that ultimate. And remember, the further away you are from them, the more damage it does. So, it's just definitely one thing to consider. I'm gonna go ahead and back off of this engagement though. Let's go ahead and pick up their purple, just kind of do other things because we really are a mid laner, even though Achilles is kind of doing his own thing, double jungle type thing. We don't want to let the enemy team freely push mid. Luckily, there isn't really a whole lot going on. This is a very crazy match, but is what it is. We're gonna go ahead and throw that ultimate out at Ganesh. We end up missing him, which hey, that is unfortunate, but quite all right. We're now in a bad situation since their Alquang showed up, and with me being out of mana, we need to play it safe. Jingwei is still going in, and look at that, guys. Look at that burst damage. We're able to take out Alquang, which is huge. Getting Alquang out of there, that's an absolute great play because he is a very strong late game. And let's continue to keep this pressure up before we're forced to rotate back to mid lane. And that's exactly what we're gonna do. Head to mid, let's go ahead and pick up these side camps or help our Nemesis grab them. Hades shows up, we throw that turret down, and you can see we're just trying to do some work on that. I'm gonna go pick up red, and then I'm thinking, okay, we'll go ahead and back off. I'm very low on mana, and you know, with the Hades or an Ao Kuang, you know, they would delete me if they got their hands on me, but let's just go ahead and stay for one more wave. I'm gonna go ahead and throw my turret down so it's got some, you know, it might have been better to use that blast back, especially with it being at the higher rank, but, you know, is what it is. We do have a little bit of protection with that turret being up, though, you know, not a whole lot, but if they do come into that tower, you know, we could use that to escape. Then I'm just gonna go ahead and peel off and back from here, put on my boots, and get back to lane. Now, again, Vulcan does have a ton of burst damage, and one thing I've always struggled with him is that blast back. It's just, it's weird and off-putting to me. But if you can master that, you can make some incredible plays, especially, you know, again, he's got just such good burst damage. You can see we've cleared that wave out. Hades was playing pretty safe, and then he actually goes into our minions. That was a bad call on his part. We're going to get our one and actually take him out, and you can see it does have some decent range, but it is very strange when you get that blast back because you feel you might actually hit that god, but, you know, yeah, it's just out of range, and then you're even further away from them than you were. So if you're chasing someone down that your one is not going to kill them, you might be better off running behind them and waiting for your meatball to come up. Now, once we get that lane pushing, we're going to actually head over to our solo lane. Ao Kuang's here. We're able to get some damage on him, but he's able to dip out. I'm gonna just throw my ultimate out there. Maybe if he's running down lane, we'll actually be able to take him out. On her's here, and with me and Terra both going in on her, we should be able to make something happen. And look at the stuns. Oh man, very, very easy kill. You know, that great play. But again, you know, we're both kind of unhealthy with me being out of mana and Terra being very, very low. We're not going to be able to really just push into that and take out Ao Kuang. You know, it was a random shot to hit that ultimate. We missed it, no big deal. Let's go ahead and get some poke on this tower. You can see we did take out most of that minion wave, so this wave is going to naturally push into the tower, and especially since it's got siege minions with it, hopefully we'll get some good damage on it. Now it's time to get back to mid lane, and sure enough, that's exactly what we do. We're gonna head over there, you know, get this lane pushing in the right direction. Let's try to get a tower, you know, let's continue our farm and try to get a tower. Then I hear Ao Kuang show up, and you can see me kind of dip out here, and then I'm gonna use that meatball, and we're able to displace him while we get a little safer, and oh no, we miss his one. Guys, I'm absolutely terrible with Vulcan's one. I just something about the ability, it's just so weird to me. We are able to go in on Ao Kuang and take him out, though, you know, because our Nemesis was there. That was a very, very easy and free kill. Their team ends up showing up. We're gonna go ahead and just throw that ultimate down. We actually kind of displace their enemy team, you know, with Medusa going after me. She peels off. We kind of go in on Ganesh a little bit, but we're just not going to be able to make anything happen. And again, we've ended up separating their team with that huge damage ultimate because they really wanted to avoid that, and that ended up being great for us. You can see Medusa finally did come back to lane. We're able to get a little bit of poke on her. The tower ends up hitting us a couple of times, which is super annoying, but we're going to end up taking her out there. Awesome, and that's going to give us that free mid lane. Well, not necessarily free, but gave us an easy mid lane tower. And then from here, you know, again, we got to be careful. Ao Kuang's chasing down Nemesis. Let's just back off of this. Be very careful. You know, we don't want to mess with Ao Kuang. We've shut him down decently. Let's not allow him to get fed and take us out. Now from here, I drop red and actually make a rotation over to our solo lane. And, you know, let's try to get another T1. You know, we're over 10 minutes in. Let's start down in these towers, getting these objectives. And I see on her backing, and guys, that's a free tower. When he backs at this point in the match, you're sacrificing your tower if I'm staying in lane. And sure enough, we're able to take that tower out. We then head to mid lane. You know, I end up just ulting that minion wave because I can't hit anything with my ult anyways. And then, you know, we're gonna start rotating over to our duo lane. You see, we get that insane lag spike again, which is very unfortunate. Medusa heads in. We place down just an absolute terrible turret there, but with Nemesis kind of backing me up, we got a little bit of damage on them. I'm going to go ahead and throw that bomb again, and if I could aim. Oh, I'm terrible. Hades did show up behind us with no health at all, and we're able to take him out. Not sure what that was, but we were able to chase both their support and their ADC off of that. You know, it'd have been nice to get that kill, but well, I'm just terrible. Now, coming up, we make an absolute awesome game-changing play, and guys, picking the right time for that play is huge. Now, Nemesis was nice enough to drop red for me. Awesome. We end up cleaning up mid lane. Then we're going to head over to our solo lane. You see Medusa running through the jungle right here. We're going to actually leave her alone. One thing, we missed everything on her, but Achilles is only level 6. Our front line would only be level 6. We can't fight that. We would get deleted, so let's just go ahead and leave that. We're going to clean up this solo lane, and then we're actually going to rotate back over to our mid lane, because now you see my team has slowly started to collapse. Of course, they have started this fight without us, but that's quite all right. Now, Medusa is right here. We're able to take out Medusa. Check out the damage on Meatball, man. It hurts. We're going to throw that ult, and we actually end up taking out Ao Kuang. Awesome play. There goes Ganesh. And then here's on here. Oh, we got our triple kill. Let's see if we can turn this into a quad. And sure enough, our turret picks up that quad kill. Awesome. That ace, guys. we ended up getting a team wipe, and that's huge. That is absolutely huge. At 15 minutes in, getting a team wipe, you should definitely lose an objective, or maybe pick up Fire Giant. But again, our team, we did kind of have staggered deaths on our own, and since their enemy team is actually pushing back in, we're not able to really capitalize on anything. It was just me and Nemesis really right there at the end. Fire Giant was out of the question. We might have been able to go for Gold Fury, but, hey, getting a team wipe, it's never a bad thing, but it could have turned out much better. Now, unfortunately, we just end up overstaying our welcome there, and Nemesis as well as Achilles end up going down. Hey, we turned a great opportunity to make something happen into a losing opportunity with two of our teammates going down there. That's just very, very unfortunate. It would have been definitely nice if we would have collapsed in mid as a team, pushed down that tower, but it just wasn't quite there. Now, since we are very much out of the laning phase, it's time to look for fights. Pick up those fights, get those side objectives, and really push lanes in. That's kind of what we need to start working on. Unfortunately, Terra goes down there, but no problem. We're able to punish Ao Kuang for it. And then, hey, Medusa's here. Now, we could go straight after Medusa, but with them having such a big minion advantage, and, with Ganesh with his CC and, his interrupts, it's better just to let's get this lane pushing. Let's push them back and then wait for the right opportunity to actually make something happen, because I just wasn't quite feeling that right there. And guys, that's definitely one thing. If you're just not quite sure of an engagement, just don't do it. It's always better to wait for an opportunity you feel good about than to try to make something happen in a bad one. Now, from here, again, we're looking for a fight. We're not going to really be able to take down a T2 without getting at least one person down, especially being a mage. So we're just kind of running around looking for a fight. Once we take someone out, we then can engage on a tower. And you see Medusa there. I tried to ult where she was going to round that corner. She came into the tower. Oh, that's unfortunate, but is what it is. Hades shows up and is going in onto our Achilles, which I missed my one because I'm terrible. Let's get out of here. Ganesh showed up. Ao Kuang showed up. Let's leave. And sure enough, we make a rotation over to our solo lane. Now, if you see, we still have vision on Hades as well as Ganesh. They stay in mid lane. We know Ao Kuang's heading over here, so we need to be careful. And look at this, guys. On her didn't stand a chance. And then, with Ao Kuang, he just kind of dips out. Well, that's all he can really do. Let's head back to mid. He was lazy backing right there. Oh, Terra. But sure enough, we're able to head over to mid lane. Our mid lane is definitely needing some help. Ganesh and Medusa, they're sticking together. They're doing very well together. Let's see if we can head over and actually disrupt this. Maybe take them out. And sure enough, they start lazy backing. Let's get Medusa in. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. We missed everything, but with our turn, we don't even need to hit things. And then Ganesh is here. Let's go in on Ganesh. Ao Kuang ends up showing up behind me. So I'm going to use my ultimate, get that damage off. We're able to Aegis, giving us a little bit of time to get our cooldowns online. We're able to delete Ao Kuang there. Awesome play. You know, that's great. You know, Ao Kuang, if he was able to kill me, he could either run away from my team and, you know, get in between Ganesh and my team because my team was chasing them down, or, you know, engage on our back line because he's way up in the air. So dying to Ao Kuang is definitely a pain, but we managed to flip that, and we're actually going to be able to shove into this tower a little bit. I really want to get some progress on a tower with Ganesh being here. You know, we're able to get some work done. Hades shows up. Okay, we've got to back off now. You know, and you can see my team. We're focusing on staying in individual lanes. You know, that we're not rotating near as well as we should, but is what it is. We actually end up taking out on her there. You know, I don't know why he dove me like that, but we delete him, get our godlike, and head back to base. From here, we're just looking, where do we need to go? Again, we're out of the laning phase. Well, everybody should be stacking up, looking for that fight, and sure enough, one happens. We're able to throw that ult down, and look at that damage we got off. We end up taking out Medusa, and then let's go in on Ganesh a little bit. If I could land a shot, Ao Kuang would have died here, but I'm so bad with this one. But no problem. Ao Kuang ends up getting away. You know, hopefully we can push into this tower. You know, we did get Medusa down. You know, hopefully we can push into this tower and actually take out this T2. That would be a huge, huge help to us. Unfortunately, Jingwei's actually just diving instead of going after the tower, you know, and guys, she's diving a 2v1 situation. She's now, you know, close to their Phoenix. You know, it would have been much better for her to focus on that tower. Let's get these objectives down instead of just chasing these kills. You know, she did manage to pick up a kill there, but it would be much better, especially with us having 2 down and them only having 1 down. It would be much better to focus on objectives like Fire Giant. Now from here, once I down that T2, we're gonna actually head over to our solo lane, where on her is solo pushing this. Now, the reason I ran back is because I was hoping, I thought he would run back and I would try to catch him in the jungle, but he just stayed and hard pushed that lane, which is nice because that allowed Nemesis to show up, and we're actually going to be able to take him out. I throw that 3, and that knocks him right in the line of my 2. And you can see you can kind of combo those for just insane burst damage. This is actually going to allow us to pick up Pyromancer for free, and you know, awesome play. You can see my team is still pushed up to that Phoenix in mid. You know, and again, this is when we should be picking up those side objectives. Gold Fury still hasn't been taken, and it's, you know, 25 minutes into the match. We could be going for Fire Giant. We just now picked up Pyromancer, you know, cleaning their jungle out, just anything. We could have even been pushing other lanes instead of kind of getting in that standoff in mid, and you know, that's actually kind of an issue, standing off in mid like that. But I tried to make a play happen on Gold Fury, but my team's just, you know, getting caught out, and hey, we need to rotate and help out my team. You can see Jingwei, she actually managed to take out Hades, but we've got a huge collapse in mid. We get that insane lag spike there. The lag spikes on Xbox are, they're terrible, but it is what it is. We're gonna hopefully be able to head over and maybe have an influence in this fight, you know, maybe even keep Ganesh zoned out. There goes Medusa. Ganesh goes right back into my turret, getting that damage from my turret. We missed that bomb, but no problem. And guys, right there, you can see we're chasing Ganesh, but by hitting him with that blast back, we're getting further away from him at the same time. So really, using that one, you know, with that idea in mind can really help out tremendously. Now, once we push all the way up to that Phoenix, let's peel off. There's no reason to be there. We actually end up heading back and taking out on her, and then now's the time to get that fight and push that lane. That's what we're waiting on. I'm gonna actually get this solo or the duo lane pushing while my team is pushing in the solo lane. We got a nice little split push, but I'm not gonna push that by myself. I'm actually going to head over this team fight because right now we're at a huge advantage. It's a 3v5 fight. We might be able to get a team wipe and really flip this entire game. You know, that's what we're waiting on. I throw my ultimate down and check this out. We get damage on both of them. They're awesome. And, you know, this should be easy peasy Medusa. Sure enough, we're able to throw that turret down and take her out. Awesome play. You know, Ganesh, I thought my team was already dealing with Ganesh, so I'm like, oh, well, where are the minions? But he ends up escaping, and he survives insane long time with 3 people chasing him. But sure enough, they end up taking him down. Let's get this tower. Let's take this tower out. You know, Terra could tank it. Almost I could tank it if everybody collapsed. We just need to get some damage on these structures before they spawn in, and Ao Kuang ends up showing up. You know, it would have been much nicer if my team would have collapsed on that. We might have been able to really push into something there, maybe push all the way up to the Phoenix. Unfortunately, Jingwei's doing it solo with the enemy team all spawning in. You know, that's a very bad call. It's much better to peel off, and you know, you can see me. I'm out for blood. I want to get Ao Kuang out of here because if he shows up in a team fight, that's going to be bad for us. And we're able to get some damage on him right there. If I could land an ability, but we end up using that ult there. I'm hoping, hey, maybe we can grab him, snag him, but no, he ends up dipping out. No problem. Let's go ahead and back up, pick up red, and then Ao Kuang shows up. He goes right into my turret. We're actually able to take him out with that assist from Nemesis. Awesome. We got very, very lucky there, but you know, hey, that's great. I lazy backed and died. Oh man, Nemesis, what a great job. That was 100% on me. Feels bad, man. Once we spawn back in, we're going to march down mid lane. My team was able to take out Gold Fury, which is great. And then Jingwei takes out Hades. You know, hey, this is awesome. I'm heading over. I throw that ult down. Look at that damage on Medusa. You know, that's huge. That just completely removes her from this fight, which is exactly what we're looking for. I'm going to try to chase down this Ao Kuang. Hopefully we can get over to him before, you know, he takes out Nemesis. We take damage from this little shadow thing, which is unfortunate, with Ganesh right behind me. That might have saved his life. That silence might have saved his life for a little bit, but once that was over with, boom, look at that burst, guys. That's so good. And, you know, Ganesh is a lot more tanky, and we're not able to do that quite with him. But from here, I'm instantly going to back. On her is freely pushing into our Phoenix. I've got to go stop that right now. And sure enough, that's what we do. You can see on her, you know, he's doing a great job of taking it out, but he's going to pay for it severely. And, you know, at this point in the match, dying for that T2, you know, he's level 19. He's got almost a minute before he spawns back in, you know, and didn't get the Phoenix. By the time he does spawn back in, that Phoenix is almost going to be at full health. So it's just not worth it. If you're a squishy god, it's really not worth it to push those solo things if the enemy team is up. You know, if you don't have vision on them or something like that, it's just not worth it, guys. Now again, we're looking for that team fight. That's what we want. We want to take out several of them at once. We've got an advantage because Onher's down, so let's make it happen. And sure enough, look at this, guys. We're able to head in, and you know, we're in their back lane, so we have to be careful. And with Ganesh kind of zoning me where I was, you know, we just have to be very, very careful. Unfortunately, Jingwei goes down there, and we're going to end up going down as well. We did manage to take out Hades there in mid lane, and then Nemesis followed that up with Ganesh, and awesome. You know, we ended up getting a triple kill there. You know, that's 4 of them down, guys. That's 4 of them down. Me and Jingwei might have traded our lives, but that was a huge play. That was exactly what we wanted. We could pick up Fire Giant right now if my team made some rotations. You know, that great play. Unfortunately, with Achilles staying in mid lane, we just didn't have enough damage to take down Fire Giant. We actually lose Terra to it there. You know, that was just a bad call. That's a bad play on our Achilles' part. You know, that would have been a perfect time to pick up Fire Giant. You know, it's just unfortunate. Now, we do end up going in onto Hades here with Jingwei showing up. You know, we're able to take him out. Ganesh is here. Let's try to get some poke on him, see if we can make something happen, but once we miss that meatball, let's get out of there. Our duo lane is pushing, so we need to be aware of that, but we might be able to make a fight happen here. I'm going to go ahead and throw my ult down, and, you know, we kind of chased Ao Kuang a certain way. He was able to use Blink, and yeah, there's no telling where he went now. So let's go ahead and back off of this. You know, that is unfortunate, but is what it is. You know, we need to get our lanes under control before we pick up that next fight. We are at the advantage with Hades being down, so, you know, we might be able to make something happen. And sure enough, my team decides to go for Fire Giant, and with everybody collapsing, this should be a very, very quick Fire Giant. Now, just to prove how strong Fire Giant is and why it's such an important thing, guys, we've been at a standstill for 20 minutes. This game, you know, we're currently, we almost have 50 kills compared to their 21, and they've done more damage to our Phoenixes than we've done to theirs. We're not playing the objectives. This just will show you how strong that Fire Giant can be, because we're going to completely flip this around, guys. We went from just 5 random people doing random things to going in there and deleting people. And look, Nemesis starts out picking up that Ganesh kill. Here comes their Medusa. She doesn't stand a chance. And look, we're grouping together. We're making these plays happen. Guys, if we would have been doing this from the beginning, this game would have been a 15-minute game. But since we are all just kind of doing our own thing, you can see just the impact of working together. We end up getting a team wipe with none of us going down, and we're going to be able to push into this Titan in this game. Awesome game, guys. This was so much fun. You know, Vulcan's a really good god if you like that type of burst damage. Just that escape can be tricky. But if you enjoyed this video, show me some love. Leave me a comment. Think about subscribing. And as always, I'll see y'all in the next video.